Let us begin the story of David, a humble shepherd boy chosen by God. His journey is one of faith, courage, and trust in the Lord. This account is filled with moments of challenge and divine guidance. Our story begins in the hills of ancient Israel, where young David, there he is, with his sling and steadfast faith, finds himself facing a great test.
David, your heart is guided by the Lord. Remember, true strength is shown through mercy and obedience to God. Thank you. I will trust in God's plan even in these difficult times.
King Saul, who once loved David, now saw him as a threat. Saul sought to find David and remove him from his path, but God had a purpose for David. The prophet Samuel had anointed him, and David was chosen to be the future king of Israel. Then something remarkable happened. Into the very cave where David and his men were hiding came
King Saul.
At this moment, the tension in the cave was great. David and his men were hidden, and King Saul entered, unaware of their presence.
David, this is the day the Lord spoke of when he said, I will give your enemy into your hands.
But David's heart was troubled. He knew he must honor God in all things. David faced a test of conscience and faith.
David, remember who you are. You are called to be faithful to God, not to harm the Lord's anointed. I must do what is right in the eyes of the Lord.
Meanwhile, King Saul was unaware, focused on his own concerns.
The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the bear will rescue me from every danger.
Quietly, David crept forward, careful not to disturb Saul. Then David quietly cut off a corner of Saul's robe, choosing mercy over harm. Softly, what was that? Is someone there? Saul left the cave, never realizing how close he had come to danger and how David had chosen to honor God. At this moment, David faced a great test. Though he had the chance to harm King Saul, he remembered that Saul was the Lord's anointed. David's heart was troubled, and he struggled with what was right. We could be living in comfort, but instead we remain here in this cave.
I could not harm him. It would not be right in the eyes of God.
David's men were disappointed, but David chose to honor God above all. He knew that doing what was right was more important than taking matters into his own hands.
Did I do what was pleasing to the Lord?
David could have chosen a path to power, but he chose to trust in God's timing and wisdom, even if it meant waiting longer in the wilderness.
Lord, guide me. Help me to do what is right in your sight.
In the quiet of the cave, David prayed and sought God's guidance. Sometimes it is in our most difficult moments that we draw closest to the Lord and find his light.
I understand now. Mercy is not weakness. It is obedience to God. We will go to Saul and show him the truth of God's mercy. Is he truly going to show mercy to Saul? That is David, faithful and trusting in God even when it is difficult.
With hearts strengthened by faith, David and his men prepared to meet Saul, trusting that God would be with them as they followed his will. Now the moment of truth arrives. David prepares to speak to King Saul, choosing words of respect and truth in this solemn encounter.
My lord the king, I could have harmed you, but I chose not to. You are the Lord's anointed.
David, you were there. You could have harmed me, but you showed mercy. I have acted wrongly, David. You have shown righteousness and faithfulness. In that moment, forgiveness and humility were present between David and Saul, a powerful reminder of God's mercy. David, my son, I know now that you will surely be king, and the kingdom of Israel will be established in your hands.
See, my friends, true courage is found in showing mercy. God calls us to act with compassion and faith.
And so, David's choice became a lesson for all, to trust in God, to show mercy, and to walk in righteousness. Remember, the greatest victories are those won by faith, humility, and a heart that seeks God. May we all strive to follow David's example, trusting in God, showing mercy, and living with courage. Peace be with you.